Hello, my name is Haider Ali. I'm one of the authors of the study guide, and over the course of the following podcasts, I will introduce you to the different topics in Principles of Marketing 141. The focus of interest in these podcasts are sample exam questions and how they can be attempted. In this first topic, the introduction, I will cover some of the general issues in attempting exam questions. This is not a general exam techniques guide of the sort that I'm sure you've come across before. Rather, I'll look specifically at what the examiners for 141 are looking for in the exam questions that are set. So, as a result of watching this podcast, I hope that you'll be able to understand question terminology, understand the requirements of exam questions, appreciate the importance of course concepts to exam answers, and appreciate the emphasis on analysis for exam answers. First of all, I want to explain the relationship between the study guide and the main recommended text, which is by Kotler and Armstrong. The study guide emphasizes some important theories and concepts that are central to this course. It also refers to various journal articles that you'll find to be very important. The study guide should therefore be the focus of your study. Supporting the study guide are various chapters from Kotler and Armstrong. These provide a lot of useful explanation and background for various topics and important foundational material. The study guide and Kotler and Armstrong complement one another, and your study for this course should not sacrifice the study of one of these texts in favour of the other one. Feedback from previous students has shown us that sometimes chapters in Kotler and Armstrong can be very long, and the link to material in the study guide is not always very clear. So for some of the Kotler and Armstrong chapters, we have identified those sections which you should read rather than entire chapters. As far as the exam questions are concerned, they'll generally require knowledge of both texts. However, occasionally, they may focus on material from either the study guide or Kotler and Armstrong. However, the overall exam is designed in such a manner that you do have to be familiar with both texts. This slide has examples of a question, and it highlights how a question can integrate material from both the study guide and Kotler and Armstrong. The first part of the question refers to basic material that is found in most marketing texts, including Kotler and Armstrong. This material is about the differences between consumer and business markets. The second part of the question is more challenging and refers to criticisms made by some marketing researchers who have challenged the orthodox view that there are clear differences between consumer and business markets. This part of the question is covered in the study guide, and the study guide also has references to specific journal articles where you can find more explanations of these arguments. This example highlights a couple of aspects of a typical form of a 141 exam question. The question takes the form of a statement and asks you to critically discuss it. As for the statement itself, you'll see that it refers to the relationship marketing topic, and it presents a deliberately extreme statement. Extreme because it argues that a particular form of contracting should be used in all situations. One of the features you'll find about all marketing concepts and tools is that their applicability and effectiveness is often context-specific. So while relationship contracting is effective in certain situations, e.g. those where there is high risk, it is unlikely to be useful in all situations, e.g. where there is low risk. The words in the question, which provide a clue to the extreme nature of the quotation, is that it is the ultimate form of relationship marketing, and also that it is something towards which all firms should aspire. This particular phraseology should help you critically discuss the statement and identify both the advantages of relational contracting and why it should be used in certain situations, but also to allow you to argue against the statement and to explain why, in fact, it isn't the ultimate form of relationship marketing and it isn't something to which all firms should aspire, and that some firms may run very effective enterprises without using relational contracting. This question is interesting insofar as it gives some clues about the topic to which it is referring, but you have to choose which specific subtopic will be relevant. Clearly, this question is about pricing, but you have to decide that the subtopic that the question deals with is price discrimination. And the challenge, in addition, is for you to identify which specific type of price discrimination is being used by the airline and why it could be profitable in this instance. This slide deals with how much time you allocate to exam questions. Generally, we would expect people to spend 45 minutes per question, since you have 4 essays to write in 3 hours. Students sometimes ask how many pages we're expecting per answer. This is very difficult to say, since the size of everyone's handwriting differs. In addition, some students can write in a very succinct and to-the-point manner, whereas others are far more long-winded in their descriptions. All I can say is that there are a number of students every year who gain very good marks indeed and who only use one answer booklet. The slide makes the point that you should pay attention to how many marks are awarded to different parts of a question as a means of allocating time within a question. Also, you'll find diagrams very useful as a means of focusing your answer, but these will often require you to get the labels right. Otherwise, if you mislabel a diagram, you may be signaling to the examiner that you are unsure about a topic. Before you attempt each answer, make sure you're clear about which course concepts are being examined in the particular question. Sometimes students remember to do this, but only think about the first part of the question, and when it comes to subsequent parts, they realize that they are not familiar with the concepts being asked about. So make sure you assess your understanding of all concepts for all parts of a question. Sometimes you will be specifically asked to give examples illustrating course concepts. Make sure that you do this, otherwise you may not earn the full range of marks allocated to that question. When it comes to illustrative examples, do remember that they can be from your own country or region. They do not have to be multinationals. The marks that are given are not for the brand names or the company names. They are for your explanation as to why a particular company or brand or product is relevant for illustrating a particular concept. So never just mention a company, also explain why that example is relevant. In addition, bear in mind that in their attempt to explain particular concepts, some students get no further than providing illustrative examples. This is often done by weaker candidates, and effectively they're saying to examiners that they can recognize a concept in real life when they see it, but they cannot explain what it is. So as well as giving examples, explanations are also very important indeed. And finally, make sure you write your answers in a proper essay format and avoid the extensive use of bullet points.